So you don't believe in democracy?
Enemy. No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact local leaders...
Who is the we, by the way?
I think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around
White
me.
people?
Yeah. Okay. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white, so and should stay that way.
How does the United States... How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class. Could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know? Autocrats tend to kill everyone, even their own supporters.
Carl Schmitt makes this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution and stuff like that, which is bad.
We may have to rename this show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Because you know that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi...
the feeling is mutual.
So being a Nazi, quite frankly...
I don't debate fascists.
Okay.
It's 90% bullshit, but it's entertaining. That's why I read it, because it entertains me. You won't let me read it, so you entertain me with your bullshit.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Why America's upside down. From the clips I saw, this is crazy, but here's the thing. Is it psychotic, psychopathic? Yes. Is it stupid? Yes. But is it predictable? Yes. So I'm going to touch on various different things, but you got the guy who's not white in a room full of white people, who's shocked and surprised by these people are really off their rocker. Like, is this the country I came in? It's like, you're too old to not know this by now. You're not a kid. But at the same time, I think it's predictable to him too, because he was easily walking this guy into this. So the silliness of, oh yeah, we're just going to do what I want to do all the time, and we're going to make it so it's advantageous for me and me alone and my family and my people, and everybody's going to agree to it, and then we're just going to go crazy and let everybody get killed. So predictable, so stupid. Like, these people have a stereotype, and a lot of times you get white people and people who want to be white that are not really white acting like this, and one of the profiles for them is somebody who you can tell probably has never been in a fight in their life. Everybody got to die for them to have a button-up shirt, but there's always some shadows group of white people that's gonna do all the killing in the middle of the night so he can have avocado toast. Just stupid. Then this could, nothing bad could ever happen to me and my family because we're in the in group. Just stupid. Now, here's the other part about it. And this is why, like I said, psychopathic. But this is, like I said, it's predictable. You bring religion into it. Oh, I'm a Christian, and as a Christian, I don't like this. What? Oh, so you're a Christian who's cool with setting up a system that'll benefit you and just kill everybody else in the middle of the night because they don't look like you, really. But then you go, God, this is the God that I serve. Is it predictable? Yes, it's America. From Manifest Destiny to the KKK to now, right? It's to even parts of conservative family traditionalism. Whatever. Because part of the tradition is being a seething racist that really don't want no smoke with nobody. The police can do it, the military can do it. Maybe I can beat up a kid, and I can stump on a baby. Catch an old lady slipping or an old man slipping in the grocery store. Maybe shoot a teenager or a preteen. That's what I'm gonna do, but no adults because I can't. I really don't want problems like that. It's typical behavior. And then you got the people who are other conservatives watching these people like, I'm conservative, but I'm not like that. It's like, tomato, tomato. This is part of it. This is part of it. This is part of the ideology that's with you, and it has nothing. And a lot of times, this really has nothing to do with politics. It's really racism, classism, and how can I say this? And selfishness. You know, with the veneer of religion. So, but once again, this is America. And then they had another guy, younger guy, who really thought, oh, if we get rid of the immigrants, the corporations are going to pay us. There's a lot of old men and women who are struggling and suffering right now who believe that same ideology for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And it didn't pan out the way you thought. But hey, that's the hill you're going to die on. Cool. Now, adding another little piece to this, right? About I want democracy until I can get my fascism, right? And people will say, America, greatest country in the world, America, freedom, da 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 da. And here's the thing that people don't speak about, I guess, enough that aren't of European descent, that aren't Caucasian, white Americans and even Europeans in Europe. And y'all have a perverted sense of freedom. What y'all think freedom is I see people over there who are free. Man, I like them. I like their freedom. Oh, let's kill them and subjugate them. And then we'll be free like they were free. And we'll try to, parcel out their freedom to them over, time, right? Yeah, these people are civilized. Let's kill them and steal all their stuff and, subjugate them. And then let's parcel out their civilization back out to them over time. It's like, hey, man, twisted ideology, right? So, and here's the other thing about the arrogance. So, basically, all of this has been done globally, and there used to be let's just say a global Hollywood fantasy of being an American, right? And people wanted to come here from all over the globe to be an American, only to get smacked in the face because part of being an American was being white, white-ish, off-white, whatever. Only to realize, oh, wait a minute. These people aren't something to look up to. The American dream is not real. The freedoms aren't really free. And then now you have all of these groups, as white America wants to, let's just say, let's make America white again. These other groups are losing that I want to be white psychology too. They're more and more, they don't want to be white. You've disrespected every group you've come across globally and every group that came into this country globally, to the point that they're like, I get it now. Not to mention, with the birth rates of Caucasians globally going down next 5-10 years, white America is going to be a minority, or the numbers of non-whites is just going to be, I think it's going to be comparable to what it is globally. And white people, you're going to just see them freaking out globally. Like, I can't take it. I can't take it. And it's like, too late. So now you got this situation where you got guys like this saying, what we already know, and expecting it all to work out the way he has in his mind. And even the other young people over there, they're like, yeah, this is going to work. And then couple that with, oh, man, that was the older generation. The way people think and act is going to be different in the future. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I've seen that, you see that same dead stare. I hate to say it like this, but you see that same dead stare when somebody wants to fire you, or when you're hiring for a job, or when you're trying to get money out of a bank or a loan, or when you're on the opposite end of a police officer's gun. You see that same stare, like, I finally got the power to do it. You see that same little nutty stare. And, like I said, attacking people's kids, attacking the elderly, it's all fair game. And because it's all fair game, part of, let's just say, white guilt or white paranoia is it's not just, oh, well, if the blacks get in control, they're going to do the same thing we did to them. Now it's going to be heightened, because if the minorities get in control, all of them are going to do the things that we did to them. And some of them will be that petty for sure. So, but I mean, y'all got it coming. So, I mean, do I think it's going to completely happen? No, but I think, are people waiting for the day? Yeah. You had, Hispanics wanted to be honorary white. That's over with. Asians, wanted to be honorary white. That's over with. Middle Easterners don't do it. And now, well, and even there's going to come a point where immigrants, let's just say African immigrants, and not so much Caribbean immigrants, but African immigrants, they starting to slowly go, nah, I'm not doing that. Nah, we're not. So it's not going well for America, because it's upside down. And then, not to mention, like I said, this idea that, white people are going to take care of white people and white people will rise to the top. Okay, you drunk the Kool-Aid on that one. that you think the bulk of the I would say 95% of America's $37 trillion debt is because of white America. So that's all on y'all. For the most part, that's all on y'all. And y'all don't really have a plan to fix anything. Unfortunately, I think the culture of destruction and subjugation didn't really breed a culture of solving problems. The problem is always to start a war, bomb this place, steal that, kill this person, steal that. You've run out of countries to steal from and people to kill. And you blew all the money from all of the pillaging of the globe. And now, we're about to see it crumble. So that's just my opinion. You tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.